Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Incontinence. A person is suffering, may Allah protect us and make it easy for those people who are suffering from this. Constantly najasa is coming out of them. What do they do in that scenario? Number one, they have to investigate and see, is it actually coming out? Because sometimes it's waswas. And if it's waswas, then they need to do whatever it is to remove that waswas. Either acting upon what is ilm and say to themselves, look, there's nothing coming out. I've looked, there's nothing coming out, and then ignore it. Act upon knowledge and then ignore it and seek refuge in Allah. Because it could be that you think that something is there, but it's not there. As we find from the hadith of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, he said, لا ينصرف, do not turn and break your salah حتى تسمع صوتا أو تجد ريح, unless if you've got some kind of evidence. Otherwise, it's not there. So that's the first scenario. Second scenario, the person knows that there is incontinence. He can see it. In that scenario, as we see from the hadith of Fatima, who was suffering from isti'adah issues, the ulama have said that she was bleeding consistently. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ told her to put a barrier there so that the najasa doesn't spread. Make istinja for each salah and do wudu for each salah. And this is the view of the majority of the ulama. The Malikiya have a different statement on this, but the majority of the ulama have said when each salah expires, then the wudu expires. So say for example the person does wudu for dhuhr, the thing keeps coming out of them. They can carry on praying whatever they want to pray, touch the Quran, nawafil, etc. until Asr. As soon as Asr comes in, they make istinja and they cover it again, and they need to do wudu again for Salat al-Asr. If a person is suffering from incontinence and they break their wudu in any other way, such as they went to sleep or they went to the toilet or whatever it might be, then the wudu is broken and they need to perform wudu again within that prayer time. But let's assume that the person hasn't broke his wudu through any other means. Then when the next prayer time comes in, they do istinja and they need to pray, they need to do wudu for the next prayer. Third scenario, that's the second one now. Third scenario, the person is suffering from incontinence, but he knows that, or she knows that it will stop at some point. So they go to the bathroom and it keeps coming out of them for 5-10 minutes, but they know after that 10 minutes it's going to stop. That person is not suffering from incontinence. That person must wait. Even if they're going to miss Salat al-Jama'ah, they must wait. These are the three scenarios now that we have from the ulama. If a person knows that it's going to stop, then they wash and then they do wudu, and nothing's come out of them, so they've still got wudu. So they don't need to go with the every salah rule. That is only for the person who is consistently suffering from ongoing incontinence issues. And I don't think there is a fourth one, not that comes to mind anyway. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes easy affairs for us in the Muslim Ummah, and that He brings shifa for those people who are suffering. Allahu a'lam wa sallallahu ala nabiyina.